Oh, hi there, and welcome back to Minecraft. In this video, we're going to look at 10 sneaky ways to mess with your friends in Minecraft. Now, many of these are going to be very simple, and there are a few that use very limited redstone. And if you watch my channel for any more than a couple of episodes, you'd probably know that I'm not the best at redstone, so if I can do it, you can too. Let's do this. Disclaimer. If done correctly, none of these pranks will result in injury to players or loss of items. Also, please make sure you only prank your friends, because if you pick a random person, they may not find it funny. So just pick like-minded people that are up for a laugh, and then everyone's happy. And it's just a joke and a bit of fun at the end of the day. Don't take this too seriously, and do not go out your way to injure or steal or destroy other people's items. If that's the sort of thing you're looking for, you've come to the wrong video. If you just want to have a bit of fun with your friends, you're in the right place. Now this first one is very simple, but then again, aren't all the best ones very simple? So imagine this is your friend's house, and they'll come home from a day out mining or crafting or whatever they do on Minecraft. So they're going to head towards their door, and step on the pressure plate, nothing happens. Oh bother, they're thinking, how am I supposed to get in? Now obviously with a wooden door you can just right click and walk in anyway, so that's not so bad. But when you do it with an iron door, that becomes a bit of a predicament because they can't get through. Now, this is incredibly simple to do, like I said. All you need to do is take out a block from underneath their door and then put a lever there. If we take that off, that is it basically. So you just need to place the door at an angle, a bit like that. So that's in the open position. And then pop your lever down, activate it, and that's just done. That's it. Simple as that. So this next one does rely on the fact that the person you're messing with doesn't pay too much attention to their surroundings, because you will need to make a few subtle changes to their base. Hopefully though, by the time they notice it, it's too late. So your friend comes home at night and he's had a very busy day collecting diamonds, and he thinks, well, I better have a quick sleep because it's getting dark and I don't want to get bothered by all the zombies. So he comes along, right clicks, and what the devil is that? He's been surrounded by fish and water. And he's going to wonder what's really happened. So this is very simple to do. Again, it's not difficult at all. Let me just close that water off, and I'll show you how this works. But basically, it relies on the fact that there is an observer under the bed. And once you get into a bed, it activates the observer and also getting out of the bed. So it will basically see that as an update, and it will then allow you to do a redstone signal. So if I just show you around here, the back, all we've done is that observer, we've flooded the place. Let's just fix that. Oh, whoops. That observer sends a signal up here to a dispenser, which is filled with buckets of fish. So we've got, obviously, whatever type of fish you want. And it's really that simple. I'd say it kind of relies on the fact that they're not going to pay attention, because there is going to be, obviously, a dispenser up there and an observer under there. So if you can get something where they've got stuff around their bed, that will make it a lot easier. Or if you know that they're going to come in from sort of this direction, just jump straight in. If done right, this will work like a charm. Just be careful that if they do have any redstone stuff around, that you're not going to ruin it with all the water, because the last thing you want to do is ruin all their hard work. And then, well, you'll probably fall out with each other. You don't want that, do you? This one is also great for people that don't pay attention properly. So we've got some water elevators here, as many people have in their bases. We've got an up and we've got a down. It's well signposted. Everyone knows what it is, and you just instinctively go to the right one. But if you're feeling a bit tricky, you can actually go around and just switch each of these with the opposite one, because they're not going to pay attention. So when they come to the top and they're like, oh, I need to go down, they just get, whoa, what's going on? And it's just the little things like that. It's not going to cause any damage, but people will just, they won't think about it. They'll just go and say, oh, right, okay, I need to go up. Ouch, 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 I'm stuck. And yeah, another simple one for you. So this is a good one for people that have redstone operated doors, and iron is best as before, because obviously you can operate a wooden door just by right clicking it. So if they've got iron doors, that's ideal. So your friend's in his house and he wants to go and do some farming, sort out with sugarcane. So he goes to his door, nothing happens, but you heard a noise. Very bizarre. That door's open. Well, that shouldn't work. Should be this door. So anyway, go over there. How bizarre. The other door's open. And if you do this, if the room's just the right size, it doesn't matter how quick they run, they won't get there in time. So they're just going to be back and forth for as long as it takes them to realise what's going on. And if you haven't figured out already, it's just a bit of clever redstone. So if we just take away some of this floor, same on both sides, but you basically, the redstone goes from one door, or one pressure plate, goes all the way along. We've got a repeater, we've got redstone, we've got a torch, and that basically sets them in sort of the opposite mode, a bit like we did with the iron door before. So when this is basically, well, as far as it's concerned, open at the moment, click on that, it's not going to work. That one works because that's feeding off here. You can see the redstone going on there, and then the same there. Very, very simple to do. Doesn't cause any damage, bit of fun, and they can easily fix it. So your friend's finally got outside the house and he's ready to work on the sugarcane. But nothing's grown, which is very peculiar because they've been there for a few days. Now this is very, very simple to do. So what you need to do is basically wait for your friend to obviously plant some crops. It doesn't have to be sugarcane, it could be bamboo, it could be cactus, anything that grows upwards essentially. And once he's done it and left the area, just come along and grab some string and just put it over the top of them all, because, I mean, you can just about see it like this, but from a distance, you really can't tell, and obviously that will stop everything else from growing. So, yeah, again, very cheap, very easy to do, and it's got the desired effect of just really winding your friends up. So while we're in the process of confusing people, why not head on over to your friend's storage area while they're not around, and try this little trick. So, when most people play the game, what they tend to do is shift click to get all their stuff in the items, all their items in the chest nice and quick. But what you can do is, look at this chest for example, you shift click, just nothing's happening. And that's because we've got light grey stained glass panes in all of these empty slots. So basically, you can't even see that. It's there, but it's the same colour, and people just don't notice it. And unless someone's hovering over it, they're not going to know. But when it comes to shift clicking, it's like, why can't I get rid of all my items? And you will find that a lot of them probably don't even realise they didn't put the items in there. They'll just click, 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 and then go off and do something else. And it can be a real mind bender, because people think, well, I'm sure I put that in the chest. But then it will take them ages to realise it. Another fun thing to do while you're in your friend's storage area is literally as simple as hiding their items. Now this works really well early game. Now the reason for that is, later in the game, people tend to store all their valuables in ender chests, but early game, they just tend to store it in a regular chest. So what you need to do is, just when they're not about, just pop on, grab their valuables, grab their diamonds, iron, whatever it is they deem valuable in their valuable chest, which they'll have one, trust me, everyone does, and just put another chest and just hide it out the way. And you're not stealing it, it's still there, it's still in their base, but they will go mental. They'll be looking for that for ages. Where's all my diamonds? Where's all my stuff? And then you say, well, have you looked there? This one is one of my favourites. So your friend comes along and he grabs all his stuff because he's been out mining, he's been killing off all his animals, and he needs to smelt some stuff. So he's going to put all his chickens in there because he doesn't have a smoker yet, and he's going to put his iron in there. Now he'll leave that and it'll come back a bit later on. But what he won't realise is his stuff won't be there. So we can see here that the blast furnace is filling up with all the items, but the chickens, they seem to be disappearing. This is really easy to do. All you need to do is put a hopper underneath the furnace with a chest. All their items are then going to go in there. It doesn't have to be a regular furnace, it could be a smoker, it could be a blast furnace, whatever you need. But they're all going to go in there, and it might take them ages to realise, because if they're anything like me, you'll come along, you'll pop them in, and then you'll walk away and you won't think about it, and then you'll come back later on, like, oh okay, yeah, got that. Oh, where's my food gone? So that is one of my favourites. Now this next one is a bit of a classic. You may have seen it before, you may have even had it used on you before, but I thought it deserved a place on this list. So this is the AFK prison, and it is exactly what it sounds. When someone's AFK, you just come along, replace all the blocks around them. You're going to need 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 pieces of obsidian, and you basically leave them inside a little hall, and when they come back, generally when people AFK, they don't leave their stuff on them, so they're going to have to try and punch their way through here, and it's going to be really difficult. You could make this harder by just making a lot more obsidian, but as I say, 10 pieces, and that's enough for the job. So, yeah, it's an old one, but it's a good one. The final prank in this video requires an anvil, a pumpkin, and a cursor binding book. And you probably figured out what it is already. But if you have a doorway, and again, it probably works quite well with, it doesn't matter if it's iron or wood, but we're going to use iron. You have a doorway, and then on the other side, you've got the pressure plate. Now, they're going to be there anyway, because you need to open the door. But your friend walks through, and bosh! He's been bombarded by this. Inside that dispenser was the carved pumpkin cursor binding. And because it's got the cursor binding on it, he literally has that stuck to his face until he dies. You can obviously do that with other stuff, named items, etc. But that means he's going to spend the rest of his life, or this life at least, wandering around. Now, it doesn't kill him, but it may result in him dying if he so chooses to kill himself. But, as I say, it's entirely up to that player at that time. But yeah, it's quite a good one. It does really mess with people because it obstructs their vision, and it just makes things a bit fun. Hopefully you found this video useful and maybe given you some ideas about ways to mess with your friends in Minecraft. If you have any suggestions on other things to do, harmless pranks obviously, please do get in touch because I would love to make a follow-up video with this using your suggestions. But unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today. So if you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful, please give it a big like and a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. And obviously, tell your friends about it too, because if you like it, there's a good chance they will too. But as always, I've been Geeky Gamer, you've been awesome, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.